What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of the Wiley Show. Shout out to all the producers that are here. I want to make sure y'all can hear me really good. We are live. I wasn't planning on going live right now, but the trial is over. We have the verdict. The verdict is in. He is guilty on all counts. He is guilty on all counts. Derek Chauvin is guilty on all counts. I was reading right here. Guilty on all three counts. Sentencing will start in 8 weeks, but he's going to appeal. They should have, they didn't say the appeal, but it probably will be an appeal. But as of right now, his bail is revoked, guilty on all counts. And I knew the jury was going to do guilty on all counts because, listen, the man had his knee. Let's be crystal clear here. Derek Chauvin had his knee on George Floyd's neck. All of them videos playing over and over. You can clearly see that this man was going to be found guilty because you see all of the evidence. And I am definitely saying justice was served in this case. Justice was definitely served. And I just want to thank people for just protesting, people having boots on the ground, doing what they're doing, and it's just guilty on all accounts. And hold on one second. I'm sending a video because people were sending me stuff as we get it. So give me a second. While I read what was the charges. Okay, second degree murder, he was guilty. Third degree murder, guilty. Second degree manslaughter, guilty. So all three counts he was guilty of. Okay, we have all the evidence, and we are definitely live right now, just reporting on this. We will definitely open up the phone lines and see if anybody else want to call in. But as a black man, I see this case, and I'm just crying because justice was definitely served in this case, and that we definitely have all of this stuff. And I'm definitely going to continue to fight for justice for all people. When you look at this case, this is just an example that police should not abuse their power. Now, when I say police should not abuse their power, they should not do it. This is a warning to any officer that think they just put their knee on someone's neck without repercussions or consequences. You should look at this Derek Chauvin case and think otherwise. People is waking up. Our justice system is working in this particular case. I am super excited that he was found guilty on all three counts. I'm super excited that the judge did not make this a mistrial, because at one point they was trying to throw in Maxine Waters comments and all of that. And I mean, Maxine Waters have First Amendment rights to speak up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the phone lines, and I'm going to allow you all to call in and to give your thoughts on the situation. So give me a second while I open up these phone lines. If you all want to call in, give me a quick second. See if anybody else want to call in and speak on this situation. I'm super excited. Because at first I'm like, oh shit, don't let this prove that good, because they're going to tie that city up. This was definitely great news. So give me a second while I pull up. Before I pull up the phone lines, give me a second. I want to pull up the lines. Thank you so very much. This is Q-Search. We're definitely going to pull up these phone lines. We're going to allow you all to call in. So give me a second while I pull up the phone lines. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to pull up the phone lines, and we're going to allow the people. So I definitely want to speak to some black mothers that have sons. I want to speak to some mothers on tonight or today and see what they have to say about this. And we just have a debate. We do ask you, please, when you call in, do not cuss when you're on the phone. We ask that you do not cuss, that you please Refrain from cussing. All right. But other than that, as you start across, we're going to open up the phone lines and allow you all to call in. Give me 1 second. Guilty. That's good. Definitely praying for George Floyd family, because at the end of the day, even though this is a guilty verdict, George Floyd don't want to come back. He's still gone. So though we rejoicing over this verdict, let's still keep the George Floyd family in our prayers, because even though we have this guilty verdict and we should be celebrating it, but let's not forget to pray for his family, because at the end of the day, they still lost a brother, they still lost a cousin, they still lost a dad, they still lost an uncle. He still lost someone. So let's please keep that in mind as well. So let's just pray for the family, that the family is up and needing prayer when it comes to this, okay? All right, so we will open up the phone lines. The number is 646-716-8447. If anybody want to call in, this is definitely, we are definitely celebrating right now. So give me a second while I open up the lines to see if anybody want to call in. The number is 646-716-8447 if you want to call in. I'm definitely here for it. And I'm glad that they revoked his bill and put him in jail. So that's good. So he won't be just walking around or trying to escape. Okay, I'm super excited over that he's not walking around guilty. He ain't got no LLB guilty. When I heard the cuffs around his wrist, I was like, yeah, they got him. They did that. Because the prosecutor was like, the way we can revoke this bail. And they did. This is a victim, but we need widespread police reform. And let's be clear, we need that immediately. Police reform is definitely what we needed, with some serious consequences. 0439 calling on air.
Wiley, I was yelling in your ear earlier. I'm so sorry, but let me tell you, I couldn't watch the trial at the beginning. It was so heartbreaking. But then I said, let me watch this trial. And I'm going to tell you, I am guilty. I've not been doing enough. I'm going to get out there and find a grassroots organization. I think I'm going to go with the ADOS, because we need some reparations. And I'm going to go out there and do the work and lend my hand and travel and help these people. Because we may have won this victory, but we have not won the war, and there's still work that needs to be done. And for them to talk about Maxine Waters, once you get a certain age, in the Black community, with our elders, they can say whatever they want. Now, she was not inciting no riots. She was just saying we have to get out there. We can't let up now. We can't let up off the necks of this system, just like Chauvin did not let off the neck of George Floyd. And yes, pray for the family, because a loss, no matter how it is a loss. It's very hard to grieve. But I'm telling you, I'm so proud of those jurors, because it was mostly white jurors, I believe, and one mixed race person, I think, and one black person, and the rest, the alternates were mixed, more blacks than white or whatever. And the defense, he tried it, okay, and he need to have several stadium seats, okay. Talking about the car exhaust killed him. He had a heart attack. He overdosed on a little bit of fentanyl, less fentanyl that they give you if the doctor prescribed it. He tried to throw everything to the wall, just making a bunch of confusion. And you know what? He played on the top of the jury. You know what I'm saying? He tried it. He was playing in their face, as we say, okay? He was playing in their face. But the jury was smart enough. Stop thinking that us citizens, not just black citizens, but all citizens, like we dumb and don't know, what's going on.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that defense attorney, he definitely tried it. He tried everything in his book. Well, that's the job of the defense attorney. He tried to create doubt, but them videos, I mean, you couldn't beat those videos of Derek Chauvin had his knee on George Floyd's neck. No matter what he tried, if he would have had his knee on his neck, he would not be dead today.
Right. And I'm going to tell you, to your listeners, no matter what type of bachelor's degree you have, you can always go to law school. We need more prosecutors. We need more civil rights attorneys. Everybody talking about what's his name all the time? He everywhere he doing this.
Ben Crump.
But he gets the civil part of the suit done. You know what I mean? He explains to the family the legalese. Now we need more young black attorneys. You know what I'm saying? They should come up with a fund to give scholarships to these black attorneys. And it's a lot of black attorneys, and all these black attorneys need to come up with a scholarship fund and go to these schools and encourage these black kids at a young age to be attorneys, all kind of attorneys.
And what do you feel though in this that this will help get police reform? Do you feel like Congress now?
It is a bill right now, and the Republicans do not want to touch the bill. It's a bill right now on the Hill. Remember the song Up on Capitol Hill?
Yes.
The little man standing on the stairs, he got the bill, okay? And the Republicans don't want to touch the George Floyd bill. Now, maybe this, but we just like you did, Wiley, with the presidential election and our local elections, and call your Congress people, and you know what? Even call the Republicans. Right. Congress and senators that's not getting this bill passed. They don't know if you live in a community or not. Call them and say, I live in your community. Use your good inside corporate voice. Okay. And tell them that you live in a community. You're not going to vote for them next time, and you're going to find, and you know their corporate sponsors, and you're going to boycott them, and they don't get that bill passed. So you ain't just got to call your senator or Congress. You can call the Republicans too. They don't know if you don't live in a community or not.
I feel you on that. You 100% telling the truth. You're 100% telling the truth, and we do need to be more so get involved, whether it's Republican or whether it's Democrat, because when you look at it, they're in office. They're supposed to represent you. You are the constituent. So we have to have that in mind to get on the phone and actually get there or visit their office, because some of them have offices right here in our community, as well as their office on Capitol Hill. We definitely need to get more involved. Oh, absolutely. I agree with you on that. And not only that, on a federal level, we need to also get involved on a local level as well.
And you know, I'm gonna go research it, but Chauvin has some federal charges he's facing too, and they said he may get more time for the federal than this trial.
Absolutely.
I haven't heard the media talk about it, but I'm gonna look it up.
You know what? I'm just super excited that we have justice in this case. I'm glad, even when we look at even if we look at the Amber Geiger's case, I'm glad that we have justice for that as well.
Right. So I'm gonna get off the line and let your producer
but also,
call in.
Okay.
Thank you, Wiley.
How do you feel as a black mother, though? I want to ask you that. How do you feel as a mother right now?
Let me tell you, you don't want to do nothing to my child, because I will not be on the TV talking about I'm getting ready to pray. Okay. You don't want to do nothing to my child, because I'm not going to be on the TV talking nice and calm. Okay? You don't want to do nothing to my child.
Right, because you said.
That's all I'm going to say.
You said.
But they did it to one. They'll do what they done. If they killed one of us, they done killed all of us. You see what I'm saying? We was already dead men walking. But now that we getting more and more and more justice, then we not dead man walking.
Absolutely. Do you have a conversation with your son on how to deal with the police?
Well, my son went to Caucasian school, his first scholarship out of high school, and they were so racist up there. He went to another school. They was racist over there too, but he said they was lynching people and stuff, but nothing happened to him at that school. Yes, I talked to him. He's grown now, so he knows what is going on, and he's played professional basketball all over the world. So he has a real world view, of what the system is. Right,
and I think every black mother and father need to have conversations with their sons of how to deal with the police or how to deal with consequences that comes with not complying, or
even the women, because
the black women too. Yes, absolutely.
Look what happened. Yeah, it's women getting killed too by the police.
Absolutely. Oh,
So
absolutely.
we got to look out. All of us got to look out. They killing the children. Look, they just killed a boy, 20 years old.
Absolutely. And there was another case in Chicago, a 13-year-old was killed. And of course, he had
Right.
a gun was recovered in
And
that
he had his
situation.
hands up.
Yeah, so we thank you so much, Blue Skies. You calling in. You
Okay,
had called
thank
me.
you.
You called me and said, "Did you
Yeah.
hear?"
I was screaming and hollering. We gonna party tonight, but tomorrow we gotta get back to work.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for calling in. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we're gonna go to the next caller. 5769, caller, you on air. 576.
Hi, Wiley.
Hey.
Lisa.
Hey.
Hey there. This is my first time calling. I am a new subscriber as well, but I wanted to tell you that I appreciate you so much. It was so hard for me to sit down and really watch the verdict. So I was like, I'm just not going to look. I'm not going to look. And then when I saw that you went live, it was like a big weight lifted off of me. And I just wanted to tell you that I truly, truly appreciate you.
Thank you.
And thank you. I am a mother of two Black boys. Actually, my oldest is 18, so he's a man now. And I, talk to them and stress to them the importance of, trying to comply, make sure you're on speakerphone, especially, if you get pulled over in my car. And, it's just so hard now being Black and then raising Black men. And, this verdict means a lot.
Absolutely.
Although, we got a long way to go for the sentencing and everything else, but still.
All three counts was guilty. And I was surprised. I'm like, wow, they really can't guilty. And I do believe it was because of that video. That video, it was, you couldn't discredit that video. It was live on camera.
Right. And, the prosecution, they did an excellent job. And I just felt like the defense, they just kept trying to throw anything, distractors, to distract everybody from the point in case of this man had his knee in another man's neck and killed him, And I'm glad that the jurors stayed focused on that and followed everything. And I was surprised as well, all three counts, but I'll take it.
Absolutely, me too. I take it too, and he needs to serve years, more than I would say 30 years in prison.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and God bless you as well.
God bless you.
I'm a faithful listener.
Thank you so much. So I'm gonna read a couple of tweets that people have in here. Mia Love, she's a former congresswoman, and she said this. She said, "Justice was served, but let's remember the life that was lost. This is justice that no family should have to await. Let's all do our part to improve and heal our shared nation. Hashtag justice for George Floyd." Also, too, we see Magic Johnson praise the Derek Chauvin guilty verdict with the words, "Thank God." So he had "Thank God, guilty, justice has been served." That is what the former NBA player Magic Johnson tweeted as well. Thank you so much, sister, for calling in.
Thank you, Wiley,
for
having me. Have a great day.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, and also, too, I want to go to, let me see what Sean King tweeted out. Give me a second while I can see what he tweeted out as well. He went on his Twitter, and he said this. He said, let's see, where was this Twitter? "Guilty on all charges." And, of course, we have another person saying guilty on all charges. It is trending right now on Twitter. We definitely see people trending on Twitter right now. All of the people on there is just definitely trending on Twitter, and they're definitely talking about this. The phone lines definitely is open at 646-716-8447. 646-716-8447. If you want to call in, that is the number. Okay. We also want to read this tweet from Ernest Owens. He is a media personality out there in Philadelphia. He tweeted this: "My little brother's birthday wish was for Derek Chauvin to be found guilty tonight. When 11-year-old Black boys have to treat justice for our lives like birthday wishes, you can't celebrate this the same. So he just tweeted that as well. And if you want to see any of these tweets that I talked about, I retweeted it on the Wiley Show page so you can see it on the actual page as well. I'm just super excited for this, but let's be crystal clear. We have to take this victory as a victory, but we shouldn't take it and just say, okay, we can sit down now, everything is good. No, it's so many cases that have been not even brought up on charges yet that police have killed innocent Black men and women. So we have to continue to fight, and meaning by fighting, we got to get involved politically. Some of us need to start running for office. Some of us need to start to become activists. Some of us need to get into media. Some of us need to become lawyers. Some of us need to be, by becoming lawyers, to aspire to become judges. Some of us need to start to become and work and to become prosecutors. But we have a lot of work to do outside the situation. Now, I know it's people out there in the chat saying, okay, we can just sit down, we can rest. No, you cannot sit down and rest. It's just a lot of work that we have to do, okay? We definitely said something. So, the jury did right by finding Derek Chauvin guilty on all charges, all 3 charges. And that tonight, he had to sleep in a jail cell tonight. And he deserved all of that. I'm not trying to say he don't, but he does. I'm going to say I had to come on live today because I know everybody was talking about this, and I said, hey, let's go live, let's speak on it. And I wanted to get my opinion about this as well, get the opinion about other people. And you get those from the other side saying that it was all George Floyd's fault, he was on drugs. No, I don't care if the man did a pot of cocaine. That still didn't make it right for you to put your knee on his neck. I don't care if his heart was big as Rasputia. That does not give you the right to put your knee on someone's neck. And I'm just being 100% honest when it comes to that. That does not give you the right to put your knee on their neck. And I'm just doing that to being 100% honest. It does not. And that's something where the attorney for Derek Chauvin didn't realize. Like, you can say drugs, you can say this, you can say that, but putting your knee, applying pressure to someone's neck for that long, you don't need to be having a badge. You definitely don't need to be walking around free. You need to be in somebody's prison cell, because that type of attitude don't need to be on the force. And we also have to keep in mind, we keep talking about good officers. Where is the good apples? We talk about good apples all the time, that is good police officers, but where are those good apples at when it comes to bringing justice? Where are those good apples at when you're talking about bringing and stopping an officer for putting their knee on someone else's neck? Where is those good officers to stop an officer from grabbing their weapon instead of from stopping them from grabbing their weapon and tell them to just grab the taser? Where's those good officers at to intervene when a bad officer is doing a bad thing? So when we say a good apples or good officers, where are those officers at that when someone is doing wrong, that intervene? That's what I want to know. We always talk about that is good officers everywhere, but when it's something bad going on, why are these good officers not stopping it? I want to say that. I want to say that again. Why are these good officers that is supposed to be on these force, when you see a situation with a Derek Chauvin with a knee on George Floyd's neck, why did not one of the officers say, hey, let me stop you. You're applying too much pressure. Get off his neck, or try to arrest him? Because that, to me, was wrong right then and there. It was not one officer. It was a couple of officers on the scene, and they did not stop Derek Chauvin's knee from being on George Floyd's neck. So they need to be charged with something as well. I don't think it should just be Derek Chauvin sitting in prison. All of them officers that was on the scene definitely need to be charged, and definitely need to be found convicted. Okay, let's go to the phone lines. 8018, calling on air.
Hey, Wiley. I just wanted to tell everybody, please just be on the lookout for the sentencing phase. That is just as important as him being convicted, because the sentencing phase, he was charged with murder 2 and 3, correct?
Right, yes.
Okay, you have to look at that state, the statute in that state, the laws in that state. Just please keep your eyes open. That is just as important. The fight is never going to be over, and especially now. He has to be the sentence has got to go with the conviction, if you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
Because he can be convicted of one thing, and they can give him the lowest amount of time, and he can also get, you know, the time that he's been in prison, or if he is in prison, you know, that can go towards his time. But the most important thing is to be aware of that. You know, they will try to get slick on us with that. So I'm just again stressing, be on the lookout for that part. And there are good officers out here. There was a Black woman in New York that stood up for a white officer violating a Black man's rights. And you know what happened to her? I'm gonna get the information on her. She just won her suit.
Oh,
She's
wow.
been suing for years. They fired her.
They did.
And blackballed her. She couldn't get a job. So there are people out here, unfortunately, as we see in that cases like that, it's so many cases like that where they just stand there and do nothing. That's the wrong thing to do. And yes, they should be prosecuted. I do believe that too. Because you stood there and you watched him kill, and you watched him kill a Black man. You watched him do it. And what he did in the past has nothing to do with what was done to him. That was all, Wiley. Just be on the lookout for that part.
Right, and the sentencing phase, that's up to the judge, correct?
The jury is going to recommend it, but the judge can step in. We do have, what is that you have that calls in? She's an attorney in Texas. What does she call? Well, you know. I hope that she's listening because she can call in, because I do believe that a judge can step in. I do believe they give the sentencing phase, they do sentence, but the judge can intervene.
Okay.
I do believe that part. I do believe, you know, that's on the other side of the
Because
law.
I know in
There's
Texas, I think the jury come up with the sentence, I think, with that, because that's what happened with Amber Geiger. I think the jury came up with 10 years.
The jury came up with 10 years for
But
Amber?
that's for, yeah,
Okay.
that happened in Texas, but I don't know what's the law in Missouri, because I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know the law for that and see how they operate their system.
Well, if we have any attorneys, please call in, y'all.
Yeah, please do. If any attorneys in the chat. Well, we thank you so much for calling
Okay,
in.
Wiley.
All right. Let's go to the next caller. 1-838-1838. Caller, you on air. What? 1838? Hello?
Free at last.
Hello?
Free at last.
Wait, okay.
Free at last. Free at last. Free at last. Hello?
Hello, you live on the show. 1838.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Free at last.
Oh,
Free at last. But no, in all seriousness, this was a verdict that needed to happen. This was a verdict that showed the country that Black people are being taken seriously. I know this is not going to solve every African American issue, but it will be a step, and that's the only thing we can ask for. It will be interesting to see what Donald Trump says, because I don't think Donald Trump would be in favor of a verdict like this. And he was the president that kept everything divided. And so this is one step closer to maybe police reform, maybe, you know what I'm saying, unity throughout the country. Maybe this country can do some healing, because the last 4 years, we were worse than the civil rights movement. And so we went backwards as far as race relations with our fellow Caucasian counterparts. And we needed to get to a point where we can heal again, instead of feeling like it's two Americas, like it's a white America and a Black America. That's not fair to us. It needs to be one America. And like I said, this is not going to solve everything. I promise you it's not, but it could be a step, a small step. And that's the only thing we as Black people, African Americans, like myself and others, can ask for. One step at a time. We can't build Rome in today, but we can also, you know what I'm saying, wait our turn and buy our turn and allow the country to throw us a bone and show us, hey, we do care about you too. Black lives do matter, not all lives.
Right. And like I said, I hope Congress passed the George Floyd Act, a policing act. I hope that passed in Congress, and also it passed in the Senate, and it goes on Joe Biden, President Biden desk, because we do need serious police reform. I believe every police officer have insurance, and if they have any type of problems and they can't be insured, they shouldn't be a cop. I do believe that instead of just going after the city for money, they should be able to go after that officer finances as well, their pension and their bank accounts as well. So I do believe it needs to be some serious reform when it comes to these officers. It needs to be a national database that if you get fired from this district, that you shouldn't go across town and be able to get a job somewhere else.
And you know what? I'll go one step further than that. I wish they're making a situation where the police chief has to be held accountable too. If it's not, I ain't gonna say as far as like prison sentences or anything like that for their fellow cop, misconduct. But I think he should have to take money out of their pocket. If you start taking money out of these police chiefs' pockets and everything else, I guarantee he'll start cracking down on the police trainings and how the police are misconduct themselves in a Call of Duty. I guarantee those police officers when they're going to start being affected, I guarantee they start, keep being hands on and keeping their eyes on what's going on in their department. Because a lot of times these police chiefs is asleep at the wheel. They're so worried about, fundraising and getting their money raised and trying to upgrade their lifestyle instead of caring about the people, instead of being more proactive in what their police officers are not only being trained, but how the hiring process is for these police officers to get these jobs. Because a lot of these police officers don't even go through what you call psychic evaluation, so psychology evaluation, where you can find out if they got mental illness, where you can find out if they have impulses and mental disorders, where if they are capable to handle a job of this magnitude or this, the high stress environment. Those things need to be, more taken seriously as far as hiring better police officers that can not only patrol our people, but everyone. And it won't be situations where they won't go to these areas having these impulses and paranoia, thinking that all black people are after them. They can go to these neighborhoods with peace and with, empathy and sympathy and care. I think we need to get to that point as a society.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for calling in. Again,
thank you for the time you allowed me to speak. I truly appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I'm a fan of your show, Wiley. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling in. I'm telling y'all, this is something where everybody is celebrating this. But again, we still have a lot to do as a country. We still have a lot to do. When we come to this, we still have a lot to do. Let me see if I can go to his Instagram. Give me a second. Let me see if I can go to his Instagram. Let me see. Hold on 1 second.
And Jordan was we won the championship. We won the championship. We got just all the championship. What's his name? George Floyd. 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 We won the championship. Tony Romanucci. Oh! man. 11 months. 11 months and 2 days. Great job, baby. Great job, baby. Oh, good. Big T. Yo. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And keep giving him a lot of credit to Terrence, we did it. Can you take over Crump's live real quick? Can you take over Crump's live real quick? I'll take both my hands. The word of our generation, just told Central North Carolina and finally to history. Into the future, we decide now to have true liberty and justice for all. The word of our generation is to say goodbye to practices that don't serve us anymore. To put it all on one nation, even one to set all practices and reset relationships. So I do hope when people step forward and understand that no one is ready to put everybody into something.
All right, that was Attorney Ben Crump's Instagram page. So our producer sent me that. So again, we are celebrating this. It goes to the sentencing phase. We definitely need to see that as well. How that's going to go. Everybody is definitely putting this out there, and they are definitely celebrating this. Again, this is just the beginning. If you want to call in, you're more than welcome. The number is 646-716-8447. If you want to call in with some solutions, what should be a solution to this? How can we avoid all of this police misconduct and police actually killing unarmed black men and women? How can we avoid this? Not even just black men and women, Latinos, whoever. But if you have a suggestion out there in the chat, the number is 646-716-8447. Let us know, how can you avoid all of this? What is your solution for it? And you can definitely call in as well. Also, too, if you want to be notified when I go live, the number is, you text Wiley Show, one word, no spaces, to 833-760-1691. Again, you can text The Wiley Show to 833-760-1691, and you can be notified when we go live. Okay, let's go to the phone lines. All right, 9563, you're live on air.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
So, as you were saying, you want to know solutions to this. In my personal opinion, because we cannot control the thoughts and upbringing of police officers in general, because that's what the focal point is on, and killing Black people, I feel like the only resolution would be to impose stricter rules when situations like this do happen. That's all I have to say. I appreciate you for covering this, and you have a good night.
All right, thank you so very much. Okay, the number is 646-716-8447. That is the number. The number is 646-716-8447. That is the number if you want to call in. But I want to hear from you. What is the solution? One of my solutions is that every officer get insurance. And if you have so much bad stuff and you cannot get no insurance, you can't become a cop. And instead of the family just going after the city for money, that they should have the legal right to go after the officer's money as well. And if that officer know that, hey, I may lose my insurance, I may lose my pension, I'm gonna think twice before I just go after somebody. I'm gonna think twice before I pull my weapon on an innocent person. I'm gonna learn the difference of a taser and a gun. So if you could go after my finances, go after my wallet, I'm gonna do a better job as a police officer just to become or I won't become a police officer at all. I just will not get into that profession. So that's what I think some major changes like what I propose definitely need to happen, where you can go after the city as well as that officer's money as well. And that's what I definitely believe 100%. Okay, somebody said this. I want to say thank you. Somebody for calling in. Thank you so very much. Cops were the original slave catchers. Police brutality should. Somebody said, I got to get back to work. Somebody said, thank you for posting the verdict and the conversation. I will watch the rest after work tonight. Okay, thank you so very much for calling in. Just think that this is just definitely great that we having this massive conversation all over the country right now. People are definitely celebrating this verdict. And I'm super excited that they is celebrating this because it's definitely need to be celebrated as well. Okay, I'm going to show y'all a couple of the pictures. I'm going to go to Reverend Al Sharpton Instagram page really quickly, show y'all a couple of pictures, and then we're going to bring this to a close. And then I'll be back with our regular celebrity gossip. So give me a second because I'll be back with our regular celebrity gossip stuff after I show y'all these pictures. Reverend Al Sharpton. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay. Here we go. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'll let y'all see these pictures of Reverend Al right here. There we go. Okay, boom. Reverend Al Sharpton. You see, there's different people in the family. I believe that's George Floyd's brother or one of the members of the family. There we go. That is Reverend Jesse Jackson. I think he broke down in tears. And y'all keep Jesse Jackson in y'all prayers. I believe he have, Parkinson, I believe. So y'all just pray for Jesse Jackson. Pray for the Reverend Jesse Jackson. He definitely in there. So we will keep y'all updated on this. When it goes into the sentencing phase and on camera, we definitely will. I want to say thank you to everybody that called in. Special thank you to Blue Skies for calling me to talk about this subject. Because she called me and she was like, "Oh, the verdict is in. The verdict is in." I was literally looking at the verdict, preparing to go live, and she said, "You got to talk about it. You got to talk about it." So I'll definitely do that. I want to say thank you to the moderators in the house. Thank you to Blue Skies. I see Nurse Nicole, Almond Brown. We see Day, D, TLC and 3, Blues, Puppy Love, B Scales. We see Bright Star, Day, D. Did I say everybody? I hope I said everybody. Shantae, I think I said everybody. So shout out to all the moderators in the house tonight. Shout out to y'all. This has been incredible that we have some news that we can actually celebrate as well. She said, I was yelling. Yeah, you was. You were yelling. But I'm glad because we have to talk about this. I'm glad that You was yelling. I'm glad that you did get it out, and so he's able to do it. So shout out to all the moderators in the house. Now I will be going back live again. I would definitely go back live again. I just had to go live to talk about this subject matter. So I will be going back live again. So I just want to let y'all know we definitely will be going back live again. Okay. We'll definitely go back live later on today. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Also, too, we had an amazing situation. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Tori Mom. Okay, I forgot Tori Mom. Shout out to her. I saw her on my Patreon. Oh, don't forget, we went live on Patreon, you guys. It was definitely exciting. So, y'all, we had a good time last night. So, if you missed it, make sure y'all catch the replay over there on Patreon. And if you want to be notified when we go live, give me a second while we put it on there. When we go live, make sure that you guys text the number. And that number that you text is 833-760-1691. But you must text The Wiley Show, no spaces, to 833-760-1691. And you can be notified when we go live. We got over 100 people signed up. So if you want to be added on to that, and you will never miss another live because we update you when we go live. And that number is 833-760-1691. If you have any problems, you can comment below if you have any issues. And you know you did it right once you get an automatic message. Okay. By y'all, let's see how many years it's going to get. It says looking like 12, possibly. There's something, it's about let the neighbors down the street hear you rejoice. Yes, I was going to ask for the text number. That is the number right there. You have to have that. Just text The Wiley Show. I did it yesterday. I texted The Wiley Show, and I instantly got a response to say, you joined the text. Thanks for joining this list. And that's how you get updated when we go live, and I send it to you. So, okay, so I'm getting the topics ready because we're going to go live and everything like that. So I'm getting the topics ready for our another live. So I just want to thank you all so very much for calling in. Thank you so very much to Blue for telling me to talk about this subject. Thank you. Okay. All right. I'll see y'all soon. Peace. Leave us a comment. Let us know how we did. Leave us a comment. All right.